So we know how to add, subtract, and multiply our monomials with our exponents. So now let's look at dividing. So let's say I have x to the 7th over x squared. Well, let's just go back to when we were multiplying and we expanded it out. So let's expand this out. X to the 7th power means that I have 7 x's up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x's on top. On the bottom, x squared means I have 2 x's. Now, if you go back, let me go back over here. If I have 4 over 4, I would say that that equals 1. 4 over 4 cancels out. 4 divided by 4 is 1. If I had 5x equals 15, you would say, oh, well, to solve for x, we would divide both sides by 5. Why? Because those would cancel out, right? They equal 1. 5 over 5 equals 1. So it's safe to say anytime I have x over x, they cancel each other out. X over x, they cancel out. What am I actually left with? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 x's up on top. I don't need to put over 1. I could, but I think to keep it nice and neat, I'm not going to. So let's try this. A squared b to the 5th over a b to the 4th. Let's expand that out. A squared, that means I have 2 a's. B to the 5th is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have an a on bottom, and I have 4 b's. 2, 3, 4. Anytime I have a over a, I can cancel it out. So those cancel out. B over b, b over b, b over b, and b over b. So I'm left with an a and a b on top. So that would be a, b. And there would be my answer. Okay. So division, do you see what we're actually doing? Have you caught it yet? Well, here we go. If I have x to the a over x to the b, what do I actually do with those exponents? 7 and 2 give me 5. What did they do? 7 minus 2 gives me 5. Well, 5 minus 4 would be 1. 2 minus 1 would be 1. So you're actually subtracting. Oh boy. Like I said, there's those rules again. So when you're dividing, we are going to subtract exponents. All right, so let's do some examples of this. Oh, I don't really have any examples already done, so I'll just do them in here. Let me pause this and see if I can find one of y'all's worksheets. Okay, so let's try x to the 4th, y to the 5th, over x to the 3rd, y squared. This is the blue worksheet that says Unit 6, Homework 3, dividing monomials. This one right here is number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and expand it out, just because I think for me that helps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Cross off where they line up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, it looks like that. So I'm left with an x on top. I don't have anything on bottom. An x on top, and then how many y's? Looks like 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. I know it's hard to keep track. You're like, oh, what am I doing? Okay, let me go down and do number 5. So this is 15a to the 3rd over 3a. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and expand it out. 15 and 1, 2, 3 A's on top, 3 and A on bottom. Now let's just do the math. What is 15 over 3? That's 15 divided by 3, which is 5. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those off because I've done that. A over A cancels, leaving me with 2 little A's up there on the top. And there it is. All right, so I'm going to jump down. I'm just going to go ahead and just go all out here. This is number 18. 5x to the 6th y squared, and then we have 10x to the 4th y. All of this is squared. Now, we kind of talked about what that means when you have that parenthesis on the outside, but we haven't done a whole lot of those yet. So I think what I want to do is I want to do the math in here first, and then I'll do that last. So let's do the math inside here. Remember, we're subtracting, right? I'm going to go ahead and expand it out. So that's a 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 x's and 2 y's. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 x's and a y. And I'm going to, all of that is squared. Okay, well, let's see, 5 over 10 is going to give me 1/2. So I'm going to mark those off. Everywhere they line up, we're going to mark them off. And we're going to have a y there. So I still have x to the 2nd power on top, and I have a y. And this is squared. Okay, so remember, this just means to take all of this 2 times. So I need to take x squared y over 2 times, I need to do it 2 times, x squared y over 2. Okay, now I'm going to kind of put parentheses around this because this is what I'm multiplying. So, well, here we go. 2 times 2 would be 4 on the bottom. That was easy. On the top, I'm going to expand it. I've got 2 x's and a y times 2 x's and a y. Well, what does that mean I have? 1, 2, 3, I have 4 x's and how many y's? 2 y's, and I still have that number 4 on bottom. How do you know you're done? Because you have one variable, which is an x, one variable is a y, and there's no more parentheses. Yep, there it is. All right, so that's dividing. Hope that helps.